Welcome to Hustlin' Faith. This podcast is dedicated to helping women who want to analyze, apply, and amplify their God-given gifts. We accomplish this by discussing topics such as business, self-improvement, health and beauty, and my random thoughts about life from a Christian perspective. I'm your host, Latasha Johnson.
When clarity turns into action, execution matters. Starring You is a consulting firm for individuals and organizations ready to implement with clarity and intention. Through one-on-one consulting and strategic support, we help individuals and organizations refine their message, build brands, create content, and launch podcasts, books, and offers with structure and confidence. Starring You is not about rushing the process or copying trends. We focus on individualized strategy, clear direction, and intentional execution. To learn more or to book a strategy session, head on over to starringyou.com. And that's STARENGU.com. Head on over to starringyou.com. Hey friends, can we normalize being happy, single, child-free, and never married? Because I've got to be honest, I am tired. Tired of the assumptions, tired of the pressure, and tired of acting like marriage is the ultimate prize that every woman should be chasing. Now, let me be clear, I am not against marriage at all, in any way, shape, or form. If you desire marriage, that's beautiful. If you desire children, that's amazing. But here's the problem. We've created this false narrative, especially in society and even in the church, that says that if you're not married, something is missing. If you don't have kids, something's wrong. And that is simply not the truth. This is actually one of the reasons why I wrote my book, How to Live an Extraordinary Life with or Without Mr. Right, because I kept seeing this pattern. Women feeling like their lives don't fully begin until they find a husband and have kids. And I just kept thinking, who told us that? Who told us that our purpose, our joy, our identity is tied to a relationship status? Let's normalize this. Some women are called to marriage. Some women are called to motherhood. And some women are called to something different. And all of those paths, every last one that I just named, are valid because not everyone is meant to be married. Not everyone is meant to have children. And that does not make their life any less meaningful. And let's be real for a second. What really gets me is how often people try to fix single women. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, he's single. I think you two would be perfect together. You should give him a chance. Please stop. Respectfully, stop. Because what you're doing is assuming that being single is a problem that needs to be solved. And it's not. In fact, I've seen way too many situations where women enter into marriage or motherhood without fully understanding the weight of it. And guess what ends up happening? They end up overworked, overextended, and sometimes overlooked, especially when children are involved. Too often, women are the ones who sacrifice their careers, their time, their energy, and no one talks about that part. So I'm just going to say it. The church needs to do a much better job because too many women are only presented with one path. Get married, have kids, build your life around that. But what about the women who feel called to something else? What about the women who want to build, create, lead, serve differently? Where is that conversation? And let me be clear, I am happy being single. I am happy being child-free. And not because I gave up on something, but because I am fully aligned with the life that God has called me to live. I have peace, I have purpose, and I have the ability to impact people in ways that I might not otherwise be able to. So if this is you, if you're single, if you're child-free, if you're choosing to wait or not to choose at all, there is nothing wrong with you. You are not behind, you are not missing out, and you are not less than. And don't let anyone define what happiness looks like for you. Don't let anyone tell you what your happily ever after is supposed to be. Because too many people are living with the consequences of building a life based on someone else's expectations. And you don't have to be one of them. You can live an extraordinary life with or without Mr. Right.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoy listening to Hustle and Faith and would like to support the show, please consider sharing it with your friends, rate or leave a review, donate, or make a purchase at our shop, Starring You Crew. Remember, if you're everything to everyone, you risk being no one. You never know who you will inspire. See you in the next episode.
Have you ever looked at your life and thought, God, I thought I'd be farther along than this? Maybe you're single, maybe you're rebuilding, maybe life hasn't gone the way you planned. Let me remind you of a truth most people won't say out loud. Your life does not start when a relationship begins, your purpose doesn't wait on a ring, and your calling doesn't need permission from anyone but God. And that's exactly why I wrote How to Live an Extraordinary Life with or Without Mr. Right. This isn't another book telling you to sit still and wait. It's a roadmap for becoming the woman God created you to be. In your joy, in your purpose, in your gifts, in your confidence. Inside, you're going to learn how to hear God's voice above the noise, build a life that excites you, break free from comparison and timelines, and walk boldly, knowing you are already whole. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, you are becoming. Grab your copy today and let's build the extraordinary life God designed for you.